Hello, this is Two Girls in a Chat. This is Talon and this is Lucas.
And we are not girls.
And the second girl is not present, which is Talon's mom, Jody. So
That's right. I'm
She
taking her
skips a lot,
place.
doesn't she?
Big time.
We decided to do this with the boys today instead of Jody because last week we did a podcast over kids going to college. And so now the boys are home for Labor Day weekend, and I thought I'd talk to you guys. So introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Talon. I'm the son of the second girl in the shed. And this is my buddy Lucas.
I'm Lucas, and I'm Talon's best friend.
Talon is going to University of Arkansas. And what's your major, Talon?
My major is political science, minor is economics, and I'm on the pre-law track.
Awesome. And Lucas is going to SBU, and he's playing football,
And
which
I'm,
is season.
He's a little stud.
I'm majoring in kinesiology and pre-PT.
Dang, awesome. Well, cool. All right. So, Talon and Lucas, tell me, we talked to your mom last week about the transition, how hard it was for her, how hard it was saying goodbye.
Yeah, it was a little rough there for a little bit.
So how did that transition go for you from going from senior year, graduating, summer, and then boom, you're gone?
The most difficult part of all of it was honestly the VA paperwork. I'm paying for school mainly through the Veterans Affairs, through my dad and his military service. So that was the most difficult part. Besides that, I think it was a little nerve-wracking. I'm going to a big school. I don't know a ton of people that go there. So up until when I moved in, obviously there were some nerves there. But then once I got to campus, everything was completely settled in that regard. I absolutely love the campus.
Do you?
I thought it'd be way more overwhelmed than I am. It's a huge school, but I feel at home. I absolutely do.
You're doing good. And you have a roommate that you
Yes,
did
I
not
do.
know before?
Colin Brunin. Yeah, I went
Awesome.
random and it worked out well. He's an awesome guy.
Where is he from?
He's from somewhere in Texas. Yeah. Some big states. Not entirely sure where, but somewhere around there.
Somewhere in Texas?
I think Dallas, maybe Houston,
Okay.
possibly Austin.
So you've really gotten to know him.
Great dude. We talk a lot.
And Lucas, oh, by the way, they both graduated from Reed Spring School. A little background on Talon. They moved here from New Orleans 4 years ago.
That's correct. Right before my
And-
freshman year of high school.
And Talon never had gone to a public school until he came to Reed Spring. He went to all boys Catholic school
That's
his
right.
entire life. So it was a huge transition for Talon. How was that?
Definitely strange. I went to a very, very intense school that was insanely academically focused. It was very focused on my grades, and I was high ranking in the class. And in addition to that, I did powerlifting and football, so it was always super busy. Then went to public school where I had tons of free time, way more independence, and it definitely took more discipline in order to stay focused on that sort of thing. So it was weird, but I love the community of Reed Spring. It's definitely easier to find good friends, like my boy Watt here. Easier to develop a camaraderie because you have a little bit more of that free time. So it was good. It was. I can't say it was difficult at all. I felt like I was accepted immediately into the community, which I didn't expect
awesome.
by any means. At least not that soon, but I absolutely was, and I'm very appreciative to Reed Spring for that.
That's good. And now, Lucas, were you born and raised here?
No, I moved here in 5th grade.
Okay.
And, yeah, I've been here since.
Ever since?
Yeah.
Awesome. And what do you think of, I mean, if you came in 5th grade, you probably don't remember a huge amount from it, but you liked Reed Spring and the school. And
it's a really tight-knit community.
Yeah. I'm from Branson. I love Branson schools, but I absolutely love Reed Spring. We live in Kimberling City now, so we all moved here. They moved here 4 years ago. Greg and I moved here going on 3 years ago. So it is a good community. It's almost like Branson, Reed Spring, Kimberling's all like a one.
It's kind of lumped together.
It is. For sure. It is. It's awesome. So anyway, Lucas, how was your transition going to SBU? My cousin, by the way, is a physical therapy professor there, and I know it's a great school.
Okay.
What do you think?
The hardest transition for me was probably that I don't know anybody up there.
Yes.
Like, I grew up around everybody down here, and
yeah,
like all my friends, they went everywhere else. So it was actually The most nervous part was not knowing anybody, so I actually got my own dorm room.
Oh,
I paid
really?
extra for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I could live with somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's true. Yes.
and then
yeah, you had to go early because of football, correct?
yeah, I moved up 2 weeks before everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tough. It is tough going to a foreign town, and Bolivar's small.
Yeah, it's about the size of Reed Spring, Branson area. So
Wow. Now, do you come home all the time?
I've been home the last 2 weekends, but
Uh-huh.
I've seen my parents every weekend since. I had 2 scrimmages the week before, so
Awesome.
I haven't really been homesick. And I think a lot of it, what helped is I wasn't home a lot senior year. I was always
Yes.
with Talon and the Lemoyne, so
Yeah.
that really
yeah.
helped a lot.
That separation.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's a good school. There was a little, well, it was this week. Jody and I did our podcast on Sunday, and it was fun, and we loved doing it. And then Monday, she came in to get her hair done, and of course, it's an hour and a half of talk and sister thing. She left. She called me probably 2 hours later, hysterical. And Talon, tell us what happened your second week of school at U of A.
So to give you a little background, prior to this, the previous week, there had been, I believe, like 7 or 8 false alarms at other major schools, many of them SEC schools, in which there were AI-generated calls that made it seem as though there was an active shooter when there wasn't really the case. But that wasn't what people thought in the moment. So it seems very, very real. Well, that's exactly what happened at Arkansas. So I was in my physics lab. The professor, a graduate assistant, I believe, she saw the alert and told us that we needed to lock down. A few students had actually just exited the classroom, so I was concerned about their safety. But we hunkered down. She wasn't as familiar with what the protocols were for the lockdown, like at all. She actually admitted that she didn't pay attention
Oh,
to
wow.
the protocols meeting because she didn't think it would ever happen. So
Yeah.
that definitely added some nerves as well. So, given that I'm very engaged in the news, I keep up with that stuff. I thought it was a false alarm as well, but I followed the precautions you would take when there's an active shooter. I didn't just walk out and say, "Hey, come get me." I stayed in the classroom. She turned the lights off, shut the door, and that was about it. We just stayed in a corner. Well, then many videos began to circulate around campus of what was going on. So there was a call that Mullins Library had an active shooter within it. I was just in Mullins Library like 15 minutes prior to this, printing something for this lab. So
That hit
was
home.
without a doubt. Well, as these videos began to circulate, some of them had been AI generated as well. So I saw one particular video where there's cops sprinting into Mullins Library with ARs. The students from Mullins Library
Oh my
are
gosh.
sprinting as fast as they can away from it, and you can clearly hear gunshots in the background. Now, in retrospect, I now know that that was AI, but at the moment, it seemed very, very
Oh,
real.
so somebody
So
did AI on video.
that's exactly right.
Oh,
So I, like I had said, assumed it was a false alarm just based on what I had heard from the previous week. Then I saw that, and I did not think that was the case at all once I'd seen these videos. So because my professor was a little lacking in what measures should be taken, she was actually in the corner of the classroom bawling, crying to her parents.
oh, you're
Yes.
kidding.
So
Oh,
me and
wow.
these 2 guys in the class were like, okay, well, this seems very legit. We should probably act like it is. We barricaded the classroom. We put a table up against the door. It opened outside, so I tied something to the door handle so that it couldn't be open, and then we barricaded the windows as well. And we stayed in the class for another 2 hours just waiting for information, and there was no more for another 2 hours. And keep in mind, at this time, I would go and look outside the window just to see what was going on from time to time. The campus was flooded with law enforcement. I believe the ATF, the DEA were there, the FBI, every municipal police department in the area.
Oh my
Like, if there was
gosh.
a drone's eye view of the University of Arkansas campus at the time, it would be bright blue. Police were all
Wow.
over. And that made it seem even more real. So those 2 hours, that's what everyone believed, certainly was what I did. And again, at this time, even more videos began to circulate. And I think there were 40 AI generated calls in total. So
Oh
it
my.
wasn't just Mullins Library. That was the initial call. But it turned out that calls were also made to 1021, one of the main cafeterias on campus, and I believe also the building that I was in on the top floor, that there was an active shooter there, and then a nearby building.
Oh
So
my
the
gosh.
police had to literally search, from I understand, just about every building on campus to make sure that this wasn't real. Well, thankfully, it turned out to be a false alarm, but it didn't seem like that at all for
How
that
were the
time
kids
period.
in the classroom? How was their react? Were they like terrified, or did they keep their calm? Or
It was definitely, for me, it was a good test of that fight or flight. Thankfully, I don't know if I'll be this way in future
yeah,
scenarios, but thankfully, like I did have a little bit of that fight drive. Like, we need to barricade the classroom. We need to make sure that we're safe. We we kind of we let's talk through this sort of thing. But many of the girls in the classroom were hysterical, bawling,
oh, I can
crying.
imagine.
This guy next to me seemed as though he was the GI Joe. He was telling me about like the history of active shootings
Oh
in the
my
United
gosh.
States. Like, dude, not right now. So that was fun. It was definitely a mix of emotions, that's for sure, because everyone reacts to a major
Oh
situation like that
yes,
differently, and you can't blame them for how they do. But
man.
yeah, the emotions were off the charts, that's for
I
sure.
know my sister was terrified.
Oh yeah.
She was hysterical. We talked, and then I kept texting her, and that was, I mean, I was like trying to do a color, and I kept looking at my phone, and then I text her, "Hey, anything yet? Anything yet?" And then she calls me, which is typical sister, and she goes, "I'm going to drive there right now. I'm going to get Talon." And I was like, "Jody, you cannot drive there. You won't be able to get on campus." And bless her heart. I mean, I can't imagine I know how scared I was for you being my nephew, but as a parent, I can't imagine what parents go through, with all this. And it's such a shame. It's so sad that we have to go through that. So I'm glad you guys were safe, and hopefully they can get down to the root of it, on
I would
what's going
hope
on.
so, because it's a major concern, even though these might not seem, even though these turned out not to be legit, they turned out to be false alarms. One very well could be on a college campus that's very much so real. And I imagine that after now, I believe the count is 15 false alarms on major college campuses, people
Jeez.
aren't going to take that as seriously. And if it is real, the proper safety measures won't be taken, and
Right.
more people very well could die as a result. So it's a real issue, and it's definitely something to be scared about.
Yes,
And it's something
absolutely.
as well that a lot of resources in the federal government need to be dedicated towards solving.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Well, thank you. I'm glad
Yes.
about that too.
So,
It was wild. I think I got like 100 texts from people all
oh, I
over
can
the country
imagine.
asking about how I was. I didn't realize that it hit national news like
Yes, it
almost
was.
immediately.
It was like
So,
running at the bottom of the TV, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah, people from Maryland, California,
that's
Washington, family members,
crazy.
obviously Louisiana, Missouri, my friends from all over in college, they were blowing up my phone, which,
Man,
yeah, was
aren't you
making me.
glad your phone was charged at the time? I told Jody that after it was all done. I'm like, I bet Talon makes sure he always has a charged phone.
Yeah, not quite. I still do credit actually went did last night when I
Oh,
was
of course it did.
out on the prowl. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
for like a good 2 days though, I kept it charged.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job. Well, anyway, hey, tell me and everybody that watches. So you guys are done with high school. Any advice you can give to these seniors? They're getting prepared. I know I talked to a bunch of them at the salon, and they're like, "Oh, I'm, applying for this college," and just like mind boggled on, I don't know what my major is going to be, or I think I want to do this. And I'm like, you don't have to know, get your general eds out of the way. So what kind of advice can you give fellow students that are getting ready to graduate, this upcoming 2026?
Well, I'll say first and foremost that I do sympathize with you because it is so overwhelming. My older brother didn't go to college; I was the first in the family to do so, and I was definitely the guinea pig when it came to that. It's extremely overwhelming, and in addition to that, I was going to an SEC school that, of course, Chaz went to, but we didn't know a ton of
Yeah.
people that had gone there, gone through that process. So there's a lot to it. And then prior to making the decision on Arkansas, it was especially nerve wracking because I was considering doing ROTC, going to a further away school. I applied all over, and that's just another element to it. So there's a lot to the college decision making process. What I would advise to begin with is that you should really begin the process. I would argue the summer going into your junior year, between sophomore and junior year.
Okay.
That's the best time to start. Also, the ACT is huge when it comes to college, and you can argue back and forth on whether that should be the case, but it is, and you have to recognize that. Study for the ACT and definitely take an ACT test as soon as you possibly can. I don't think it's crazy to even begin taking the ACT. Maybe just once a year, your freshman year, once a year, your sophomore year, but as soon
Right.
as possible once you enter high school, because it's
It's huge. It can
it's
save you a
huge.
ton of money
It
too.
absolutely can,
Yeah.
and that's the main. Well, that's one of the main things that is looked at by colleges, and it's crazy that just a number can do that, but it can. That's how it works. That's the system we live in, and so you really should prepare as so.
Right, right. Yeah, I know the ACT is so important, and there's so many study guides and helpful things nowadays that, online and everything, literature that it can help the student to get prepared, because a lot of people panic on testing. So,
Oh yes. Well, that's the sad thing about it. I know plenty of really, really intelligent people that have really, really terrible scores,
right.
and it's not because of a lack of intelligence or IQ. It's just a matter of testing anxiety. The reason I would say that you should take it earlier is because when you practice something more, it removes a little bit of that anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't really experience testing anxiety much, but the ACT is a big test, and I know that it in large part decides my future, especially when it comes to college. So there was a little bit of anxiety even for me, someone who doesn't experience that much when it came to it. So I sympathize with you, and I would say definitely begin working on that as soon as possible. And if you can, if finances allow, definitely find a tutor. That's one thing I didn't do,
Yes.
and I absolutely regret
A
it. I wish I
tutor.
had.
Yeah, I think that's important too. If you can, that's great.
Oh
And
yeah.
one thing I want to bring up, because I listen to a podcast. I listen to podcasts on the way to work and on the way home every day. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm driving to work, and I was listening to Dave Ramsey the other day driving to work, and he's like, "Guys, you trade jobs are not bad, and like the kids that are getting out of school, and if college isn't a thing, it used to be you just had no choice. You went to college. If you didn't go to college, you're blowing off your life. Now it's like, no, there are people that are linemen and, plumbers and this and that, and they are making huge amounts of money. And he was saying on there too, a lot of students that are they just don't know what they want to do in life. They will get out of school and they may become an electrician. And then they are working and making six figures, and then they're getting their college degree, which is great. So, either way, and I'm sure you guys know people that didn't go to
Yeah.
college.
So many.
Yeah.
Reed Spring, they provide the TRCC Center. It's the hub of the TRCC is in Reed Spring. We're fortunate to have that center there. So many students will attend there, and then they have their trade certificate for many of the trade programs there, and they're able to graduate and enter the workforce immediately, which is a great opportunity. If you do not think you're going to go to college and you're
Right.
in Reed Spring or any of the providing schools for TRCC, I'd highly recommend that you do that. It's a great opportunity.
Yes, yes, I think so too. I mean, I know a lot of people that have done that, and I mean, well, like we've got two kids that Chaz's got an amazing job, and he went to U of A, but he was unable to graduate, and he ended up moving to Alabama, and now, I mean, he excels, but I
He's
mean,
doing pretty good.
he's doing pretty good. And then we've got Sloan,
Also doing pretty good.
his
Really
major
good.
was nothing like what he's doing right now, and he's doing really good. So yeah, I mean, there's students that aren't going to school, but
Oh
if
yeah.
you can, it's great. Another thing that I know that's so important is the scholarships. And I remember when Sloan went, I'm like, you got to do those essays, even if it's a $500 scholarship from your, utility company. It helps. It helps on meal plans. It helps on everything. So, did you have to fill out well, you were going through the veterans still, the
Yes,
VA deal.
but
So,
that's another regret that I have. I should have filled out more scholarships. Find as many as you can. It is a tedious task and it's not fun, but a lot of money can come from that. So fill out as many scholarship applications as you can. Dedicate a certain amount of time, whether it's 15 or 30 minutes a day or every other day or some amount of time on a weekly basis at the very least in which you are working on those scholarship applications
yeah.
because it is big.
It is. It is. It can really help. And it helps out the parents because not only is it stressful on you, it's stressful on the parents because we want the best for our kids, and college is expensive. I mean, I know or some of my clients, they're having to take out loans, to pay their
Oh,
kids'
yeah.
college because they don't want their kids to be in, financial debt with school loans, and it's hard. So yeah, you definitely. Well, cool. So what have you guys done this weekend? You came home yesterday? So what is today?
That's right.
Today's
Yeah.
Saturday.
That's correct. Yes.
Uh-huh. Have you gathered with all your friends and everything, or?
We're both making an effort to see as many people as we can.
Good.
My uncle and aunt are in town from New Orleans, and my Mimi, so I've been spending time with them. I spent time with my girlfriend last night, the family as much as possible throughout the week, and then I got to spend some time with Lucas. That's one of the very difficult things about college.
Yeah.
You have to really dedicate quality time and make sure you're enhancing the quality of the time that you have with the people around you so that you can keep those good relationships, because your time is very much so limited.
Oh yeah. That's another thing I heard. Your friend base, and I know from experience, your friend base goes from this humongous group of students, and you guys are all friends and you hang out, and then when you become a college student and you're adulting, and your circle becomes smaller, and then those friends are like, you're tight knit, and you depend on them and you want to see them because people go off on all their separate ways. And so I'm sure you two boys have seen that,
Without a doubt, we had we had a quad of 4 best friends: Cash, Cooper, Lucas, and I, and we went to 4 separate colleges. So
wow,
it's
that's
difficult.
tough.
It is, absolutely, but it's also a great test of the relationship. It's a great new way to develop the relationship that we
Yes.
have with each other. That's the benefit of it, but that's not to underestimate the difficulty of it.
Yeah, it's
like
tough. It's tough, but you'll have that friendship forever. So
I think so.
And how is it with your moms and coming back home? Any fights?
No,
Good.
no fights.
Good job. You've been home 24 hours. You're doing good?
Not with me.
It's tough. I know. It's tough. It's tough when your kids come home and you're like, okay, I don't want to harp on them, but I'm like, blah, 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 so it's a tough thing, but you got a good family. So, and now, do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
I have 2 older ones, and then I have a little brother. He's a sophomore in high school now.
Oh, awesome. Is he playing football?
Yeah, I actually came down last night to watch his game.
Oh, good. Did Reed Spring win?
Nope.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't even checked on Branson. Sorry. I haven't checked. I know we went to Harrison yesterday, and we've been busy with family, and so yeah.
It was a pretty rough outing last night.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hey, hopefully it'll get better.
We're super young though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I hope we can figure it out.
It'll get better. It'll get better. Well, guys, thank you. We're going to Tim McGraw tomorrow night.
Oh, there you go.
Are you going, Lucas?
No, I have to be back in town for football tomorrow.
Okay.
But I was going to go.
See, we went out last night. We went to Big Booey's with the 2 youngest adult children, Alyssa and Sloan. They drug Greg and I all over town, So we went to Goofy Goose, ate dinner, and then they're like, hey, let's go have a drink at Big Booey. And we're like, okay. And usually Greg's like, heck no, but he went. He was a trooper.
Wow.
And they're sitting there talking about the Tim McGraw. I wish we were going to the concert and this and that. And it was the funniest thing because all of a sudden Greg's like, I'm in. And Greg, he's in bed by 8:30 watching Netflix.
Sleeping right now.
Yeah, he is. Where's Greg? He's in there. But he's like, I'm in. And this morning he woke up and he's like, I don't know if I really want to do this. I'm like, hey, tickets are bought.
Committed now, bro.
I mean, literally, Alyssa's on her phone ordering tickets within 30 seconds. And we're like, okay, we're going. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Our first time out there, I didn't think he would ever attend. And he said he's already getting anxiety about the traffic. I'm like, it'll be good.
Have you not been to Thunder Ridge before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, Brandon, you're going to love it.
I know.
Now the traffic is horrendous.
Yes, I'm excited.
But it's an awesome.
I already bought all the food. I'm going to make sandwiches. I'm going to cook a big dinner. We're going to eat here and then make food for the car and drinks. It'll be a good time.
Sweet.
I'm just trying to talk your mother into going, but she says, yeah.
I wish she would.
I
but
know.
No, they have the family in town, so they'll be with them.
Real quick before I let you guys go, actually, I'm cutting College Boy's hair in the kitchen.
This is our exchange.
Yeah, this is our exchange.
I do a podcast, I get a haircut. I'm a broke college student. I can't pay for that.
How was the air show today? Did
Really
you-
cool.
It-
Really cool.
I mean, that is amazing. We were on Table Rock Lake and we actually drove the golf cart down to Port of Kimberly. And Greg and I did like about 3:00. And you could hear the rumble. And all of a sudden we look up and you could see it over the cliff and all the
Wow.
planes. And
That's
I was
so
like,
neat.
that's so cool. I can't believe we
Oh,
can
yeah.
see it from Port of Kimberly. So it was a good time.
Awesome.
Very
Tons of people.
fascinating. Yeah.
Oh, it was packed. I think it was completely sold
Yeah,
out.
it was. So we would have gone. They said today and tomorrow sold out, and Monday I think has tickets, but I'm not sure now. So
Okay.
that's awesome. Great
Yeah,
for the
It was
community.
neat.
You know how that brought a lot of people to that
Oh,
town.
for sure. Johnny
That-
Morris is back this weekend with events. Tim McGraw, Treaty Oak, Breaking Benjamin, the Air Show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
it's neat,
town's
though.
a hopping. So
That's
it's
for
good
sure.
times,
It's
good
cool. It's
times.
cool to have an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to go see the Blue Angels, definitely do. It was an awesome experience.
That's
like
good.
no other.
Good. Well, guys, thank you. It is Saturday night. They're not out and about. What time is it? 9:00, and
Yeah, there's
we're
still
sitting
time.
in the kitchen doing a podcast. Thank you, boys.
Thank
Be
you.
Well, thank
safe.
you. Yes, thanks for having
thank
us.
you.